talking, and so we're going to listen to Tammy
First of
Brown.
all, Monday is we're celebrating Veterans Day. So, with that being said, we want to honor all our veterans, give them shout outs, thank them so much for working on Monday, say thank you to them. I'm going to be short and sweet. I've had 20 years in HR. I did 30 years at UPS, and 20 of those years were in HR. HR is like the police of the company. So you make sure everything is done decent and order. And we're going to get back to that in Dalton. Coming to Dalton, elected in 2019, we've seen some things that need to be fine-tuned. Definitely with this administration, a lot of things were not done correctly. As I stated Wednesday in the meeting, nobody starts a job without a background check. You got to know what you get so you know where to place them. We've seen that in this previous administration with people with backgrounds and their backgrounds put them in a position that they never should have been in. There's nothing wrong with hiring a convicted felon. It's about where you put them. And in certain positions here, we cannot put them depending on their background where they're supposed to go. Looking forward to this new administration, people will be qualified for the position. You always hear say, you hire your friends. I don't have a friend who works for adults. And under this administration, I wouldn't put my friends in that type of predicament to work for adults. My friends have jobs. All of them. I'm not going to do that. But you got to make sure that the person is a good fit for the position and a background. You got to have a background check. Nobody starts without a background check. That's our argument Wednesday. We're starting. No, we're not starting. No, we're not starting. And Michael Smith is not starting for Dalton. Michael Smith is not working for the village of Dawson in no capacity. None whatsoever. Max Solomon is. So those positions were not, we have a lot of appointed positions, and the mayor, judge denied all of that. The two positions that were granted, 28 days for Ronnie Berg Sr., and 28 days in counting for Angela Lyons. They have those two positions, and they're 28 days in counting, might be 27 today. But once they're done, they're done. They're done. They cannot come back and get another 30 days. They are done. They are done. So we'll go back to selecting another candidate. And if you do the right thing about getting a candidate, we wouldn't have this back and forth that we're doing. Get a qualified person. I don't care what they are. I believe in being diverse. Diversity. I used to wonder always at UPS, why do you want to be diverse? Why is it always diverse? You know, why diversity? You tend to get along better. Not saying, hey, I'm black, you see that. Dark as I am. Put a little color in it. Put a little mix in it. Make it diverse. We got all that right here in this community. When you start doing your hiring, do a hiring thing. I can put it on right in the parking lot of Village Hall. Put it on. You have good qualified people right here in the Village of Dawson. Right here. She said that in her campaign, I'm going to get the people from Dawson where you did. So now let's go back to what she promised. Let's do that. Let's do that. We have good qualified people here. But you got to go by the book. I believe in policies and procedures being followed. If you're not going to follow, why make them? Why make them? Why make them? You got to follow what you believe. Policies are to be governed. That's what we're being governed by. If you're not, then don't put them in there. I wanted to share today, she caught me off guard, but I did implement a new policy for the Village of Dalton and also a new retaliation policy. Or if they were told that something's not being right, you can't retaliate against them. You can't. You can't. And the other policy we talked about, if a person is no longer working for the village, do not share that information. As we're doing with William Moore. William Moore should not be in Village Hall. William Moore should not be allowed to see any of our information from any resident here in the Village of Dalton. None. And if you share that information, information with him or her, there's going to be consequences for them.
That's right.
There's going to be consequences for them. And the proper way you do that, you sit down, you have a talk with them, you write it up, you put it in there before you file. Next go around, hey, suspension without pay. Third one, you have to do it. We're not playing games here. We're not playing games here. Follow the rules here. That's what it has to be. We're all over the place here. You go in there, things are up in the uproar. We got to get back to basics. And that's what I plan to do. Bring my years of experience of HR back to the village of Dog. Let's get back to basics. We've gotten away from that. Sharing people's information, that's a no-no. People's information are being out. When we had our meetings at Village Hall, non-employees behind the desk for our information. That's a no-no. People can take our Social Security number and do things with it. We're responsible for that when it's in our hands. That's a liability issue. We're responsible for it. So we got to get back to basics. Everybody needs to sign those policies. If you don't, put on that RTS, refuse to sign, and then we'll take it from there. But you gotta follow the rules, and we're not. We're just all over the place. And we gotta get back to that. So that's like I said, I'm gonna be short and sweet. I'm tired, I worked all week. Thank you all for the ones who prayed for my mother.
Yes.
She had surgery last night. She's doing wonderful today. She's going to people calling and texting me. I thank you all so much. I couldn't have made it through this surgery without my family. So thank you all.
Hey, give me a hug, girl. And let me tell you something. I was hesitant to talk about Veterans Day because, you know, my dad recently passed and is a veteran. That was my veteran. That he's a Army veteran and everything. But one thing about Tammy, the morning that he passed, she just randomly texted me 3 in the morning and said, "Sis, you're on my spirit. You okay?" When I got up, I read the text. Next thing you know, I find out my father didn't wake up. So when I say this girl knows what she's doing, she's connected in such a way. The one thing about Clean House 2025, the entire squad, don't let them mess fool you. They've been working together since they've been in the seats, right? You ain't seen no friction, you ain't seen no BS. Don't let the internet fool you. Clearly, they're solid and they're doing what they need to do. Only one fell off. So they do what they need to do. They're working together, they're doing the work, they're progressing, and then there's gonna be some bumps in the road, there's gonna be some slander, there's gonna be all of that. However, what we have to do is stay diligent and focused. Because right now we are in the end game. And I am so mad that the senator didn't go football analogy. That's what I was ready for him to say. Hey, it's gotta go. And then February 25, you gotta take it. I was ready. I'm like, he didn't do it. But he had to go, so it's all good. So I'm gonna do it. Hey, February 25th is down with Tiffany and Jason House. He's gonna knock her out in 4th round. This is what we're gonna do. But we gotta stay focused. We gotta stay diligent. We gotta stay active. You gotta tell a friend. Because we gotta get out there. Because guess what? Dog, you would danger, girl. I can get you more of those. Yes, ma'am. All right. So I'm gonna do Q&A. You know, they're not here, so we're gonna try to answer the best we can. And what we can't answer, we'll have, I think we have some fun with it. Maybe we can have Senator, I spoke that his name. Senior Trustee Jason House. Maybe we can have him do a video or something, or have, Trustee Belcher or even the clerk's office make a video, read your question, and answer it, the ones that we can't. How about we do that? Is that cool? Yeah. And then we'll do it on the camera. Then there'll be some more content for the Dalton Trustee YouTube page. All right, so who got a question? All right, I'm making my way. I'm going to go there and come right back to YouTube. All right. Here you go, Mama.
So real quick, just so everybody knows, this is the time to make the changes that need to be made. Everybody's already on the same page. Everybody knows what has to be done. Just make it happen. I just want to say a few things because as a kid, as an elected official, I just love her. People do things that to do because they know they need to be done, that's a gift in and of itself.
This is the question and answer portion of the tea with the trustees. Some of the trustees, most of the trustees are not here. They had other obligations. Tammy Brown is the only trustee that's here, and the clerk is here. So I'm going to come back and let you know if there was any pertinent questions, and they're also going to do videos. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Enjoy your Saturday.
I worked as a